Welcome back to another episode of Purpose State Media. Check out this clip where AOC is basically saying that the GOP is radicalizing young men, all young men. So, and I got a bone to pick with this because I feel like the Democratic Party was the one doing it. They're trying to soften men, make them like either more ladylike or just gangster and on that dumb stuff. So check this out.
Socialists and people who apparently are hell-bent on destroying things. AOC did a bit of a CNN town hall this week, and listen to what she had to say about Republicans apparently radicalizing young men. Listen to this.
They are able to radicalize and target and exploit a generation of young boys, in particular, away from healthy masculinity and into an insecure masculinity that requires the domination of others who are poorer, browner, darker, or a different gender than them.
See, I disagree with that. I feel like the Democratic Party trying to soften, make pretty much all men, especially black men, more ladylike, more soft, and more like women, pretty much. And they've been pushing this for a long time, and now most men are waking up. That's why they vote more Republican than GOP, which is good. And most Democrats realize that, and they just trying to, use guilt, insults, and stuff like that. They kind of make men switch off or change back. But it's too late. It's gone. And most men, like, we're not going for that anymore. They pretty much trying to make like all the men soft and all the women hard. So I'm glad that most men are waking up and most men are going to the GOP like I have. I'm really independent, but yeah, I lean more GOP, more Republican, just because of all the craziness that be going on in the Democratic Party. But let's continue.
Jocko, you've written a book series, Way of the Warrior Kid. You talk about lessons you learned as a Navy SEAL and in all of your training there. So I would love to get your take on what you just heard there from AOC. Do you think Republicans are radicalizing young men?
No, actually, I would say the opposite. I think that it's actually the left-wing radicals that have done more to push young men towards conservative, because they've been telling for the last several years, they've been saying that these young men are evil, that competition is bad, that hard work is bad, that the military is bad, police are bad. They're saying that steak and V8 engines are bad, and that family and God and country are bad. And when you continually beat people down with those types of things, they're going to react to it. And I think they're trying to get young men to suppress their natural instinct.
And what I feel is they just trying to what I learned is the Democratic Party is so anti-man, anti-male, anti-masculine. Even in the whole party, you just look at some of the guys in the Democratic Party, they all soft. They all like they neutered. It's not one man I can think of in the Democratic Party that I would like to be like or inspired to be like. It's just sad, man. Like in the Republican Party, it's plenty of men, like strong men, respectable men or whatnot, family men and stuff like that. Obviously, the Democratic Party now are anti-man, anti-family, pretty much anti-everything except for woman and rainbows. But that's them. That's okay. But don't expect everyone just to go with it. And there's been a thing going on for a long time. I've been seeing it happen for a long time. Like the Democratic Party, if you're just like a straight hard-working man, they don't give a crap about you. They don't support you at all. I actually Googled like how many programs there were for like young black girls as opposed to young black boys. And when I did it for the young black girls, like the whole page came through with like a bunch of stuff came through, like a bunch of programs and groups for young girls. Then I did young black boys, like one or two are pretty much nothing for the most part. And since young black boys are at the bottom, you would think they'll have more programs to help them out, but they, from the looks of it, they can care less. It's not a big deal. They're exactly where they want them at the bottom. Docile, kind of like a little puppy. So yeah, and that's why they need. I feel like if mother and father not together, the male kid need to go with the father, the female kid need to go with the mother, and that's just how I feel about it. But let's continue.
their natural instincts to be strong, their natural instincts to be assertive, their natural instincts to be protective. And when you try and suppress someone, what do? They're going to lean back into their natural instincts. And so I think that the left wings, the far left, might be imposing their views too much. It's not the GOP that's radicalizing young men, but I would say that young men are waking up. Young men are realizing that it's actually okay to be strong. In fact, it might be good to be strong. It's actually okay to have goals. It's okay to want to win. And those aren't radical views at all. Those, to me, are just American values. Those are just hard work and discipline and respect.
Well, my thing is, they will tell young girls, young women to have goals and to go for things and to compete and do this or that. But for young men, it's bad. It's like toxic masculinity. So they like, don't do this and don't do that. They try to encourage young men not to do anything, but at the same time, when they're telling young men not to do it, they're telling young girls to do it. So yeah, man, you got to separate yourself from these people, man. And a lot of these mothers, they don't want what's best for their young boys. They just want to push their young girls in front of their boys. Everybody probably be equal now, so you should push them equally. You shouldn't be like trying to keep no one group down. But what I've seen is they try to keep, especially young men, and I used to say young black men, but it's like men in general. They've been really having a war on manhood for the past couple of years, and it was working until Donald Trump hit the scene. Now it's a totally different story. And now men like, whatever, we ain't with that crap no more. It is what it is. You can call us whatever, insult, get whatever you want to do, but we still gonna keep going. We ain't falling for that crap anymore. I know when I was young, I used to have women tell me that God wanted me to be a stepdad instead of having my own kids. But most of the women I met, they pretty much have kids by like the worst dudes. And that's what the Democratic Party want. They want you to like, it would be real soft for a girl like dudes, or be gangster and just going to jail and doing dumb stuff. But they don't want you smart, independent thinker. They worst fear. So yeah. Yeah, it's crazy, man. But yeah, things are changing. Think of Donald Trump. Yeah, he doing his thing for real.
And patriotism. And I do not believe, and I don't think that most people believe, that patriotism is a radical view. And yes, I put those values out inside my kids' books, Way of the Warrior Kid, where young girls and boys can recognize that things like hard work and discipline will pay off in the long run, and that is the American way.
Well, I'll tell you, that's how Eric and I are raising our kids. So I'm grateful that you have a book series out there and that you're all about that too. There are a lot of moms and dads who have changed their tune and they want their kids to go on the path that you're talking about. We still have the government shutdown dragging on. You obviously are a veteran.
Well, I'm not going to touch on the government shutdown right now, but like I said, go check out his book or whatnot, and make sure you check out Laura Trump. I like a lot of her stuff. I watch her every now and then. And make sure you watch different media sources. You watch CNN, watch Fox, watch MSNBC. Pretty much all of them are going to lean left except for Fox. But, yeah, that's just the way it is now. They try to control you or whatnot. So make sure you listen to different sources, and make sure you watch different people on YouTube and get your information from different places, because the truth going to be somewhere there in the middle. So, some will be far left, telling you all the good thing about the left. Some will be far right, telling you all the good thing about the right. But no one going to come out and give you like the real deal. So you got to come to your own conclusion on it. But anyway, thanks for checking out Purpose State Media. I'll check y'all next time. Yeah, peace.